Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Itunu if you are new here, and if you're returning, welcome back as always. First of all, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who checked out my interview video with my mom, sharing her experience with COVID-19, how she found out she had it, the time at isolation, her journey to recovery, all of that good stuff. I'll be sharing with you guys my experience with being a quote-unquote caregiver to someone with COVID-19. Of course, I also want to welcome every single person who has hit subscribe over the last few months. Like, this is so crazy. 2-3 months ago, I was at 2,000 something subscribers, and now there's like 6.5 thousand of you guys. So I just want to say a huge thank you. Huge thank you. I really wanted to do like a little celebratory, something for 5K, but I don't know, like everything just happened so quickly, and we're already at 6.5. So yay, thank you guys so much for all your likes, your comments, your shares. If you aren't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Itunu, and also be sure to subscribe to my channel with my husband. We are here on YouTube as well. We have our channel and it's called Ebony and Itunu. Hopefully I'll see you guys over there as well. Yeah. So as I am narrating the story, I'm going to be getting ready because I'm trying to do like a little home photo shoot with my husband, and he's always taking such bomb photos of me, which you guys would have seen on Instagram if you do follow me on Instagram. Okay, I think I'm just gonna take this hair because I cannot deal. Like, I'm sorry this is too ghetto for you, but fam, I don't know where my hair ties are, and this tape is just right next to me. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm doing this in front of you guys, but you do what you gotta do. I don't know if I'm supposed to like tell you guys what products I'm using because it's not a makeup tutorial. I don't know, but anyway, in case you guys are interested, I'm priming my skin with the Becca Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector by Becca. So I'm just gonna put this in the places where I'm usually oily, or I usually start to look greasy. Right here, my forehead, and especially this chin. Oh my goodness. So first of all, when I went over to my parents' place, like I literally did not know that like my parents were ill until the day we're going to their home. And I spoke to my mom. I was like, yeah, okay mom, we're coming over, and blah blah blah. And she's like, yeah, okay, cool, come over. So we got there and my parents are in the room, and then the other people that are at home, which are my cousin and my sister, they're like, oh, like we haven't seen them in 2 days. I'm like, what kind of sickness is this? So I went in to see my mom and dad in their room, and they're just lying there. Like, honestly, I've seen my mom ill a couple of times, but for my dad, like I really haven't seen him ill. So I was really confused, like what is happening? It was very uncomfortable seeing my dad in that situation, because what am I doing? Guys, it's so difficult to film and do makeup at the same time because I'm just doing nonsense right now. Anyway, so we got to their house and we're like, I'm like, what's the problem? And my mom is like, oh yeah, like they've just been feeling like they don't know how to explain it. It just feels like their body is fighting something. I know somehow they were suspecting COVID, because for them to isolate and not come outside for those number of days, I knew they were definitely suspecting COVID. I know I look crazy, but don't worry. We're not going anywhere looking like this. It's all gonna come together. Anyway, we got to their place and I was like, what kind of sickness is this? You guys are in bed, you've not come out for 2 days. You just bring your food to your room, you eat there, you just put your plate outside. I'm like, what's happening? They're like, oh, there's some coughing, there's some congestion, there's some just all-around weakness in general. And I'm like, okay, what is this? I'm not gonna lie, my mind went to COVID because everything at that time was COVID. Let's not even lie, everything at that time was COVID. So my mind went to COVID, but I'm like, where did they want to see COVID from? Like, they've been at home the entire time. So I was like, So at some point I was like, are you sure this thing is not COVID? My mom was even like, no, Joe, it's not COVID. Like, you've not gone anywhere, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay. Then I asked, like, what do you think is the problem? She said, Momsi was like, she had a dream that she had, like, someone told her that it's malaria, and she's not had malaria since her 20s. She used to have malaria all the time back then, and then she like prayed to God, and God completely freed her of malaria, that she had not even had malaria since she was in her 20s, and my mom is in her 50s right now. So it's like, why malaria at this point, right? So my husband and I decided to stay back at their place, take care of them, since the others at the house couldn't come into the room, and me, I was not going to sit on my bum and just let my parents be ill by themselves. So we just stayed back, and I was coming in at intervals, checking on them during the day, find out, are you feeling better, blah blah blah. They were having fevers and all of that stuff. So at some point we went and got them malaria medicine, and things started getting better. And then as things were getting better, my dad was like really feeling like he was making a good recovery. Momsy too, slowly, and I was like, okay, cool, thank God, maybe it was malaria after all. She even went for a walk. It made us all very happy, like, thank God she's making a recovery. After she came back from her walk, she's panting up the stairs like as if, you know, you're really working out. And I'm like, what's happening? Things just started to like just nosedive after that. And at this point, we're like, okay, we've done everything we can do. We got, we looked online, and they're recommending some, like, what is this, nebulization, they call it, I don't know. I mean, I call it Nebuchadnezzar. So you are meant to put all this, like, purple leaves, dogoyaro, ginger, garlic, as in all kinds of concoction inside the thing, and you're meant to inhale it. So we did that, and she said she'll feel better maybe for like an hour, 2 hours. After that, it's like back to square one. After a while, we're like, okay, you know what, we're going to go to hospital. By the way, for my under eye and face highlight, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in medium beige. I know it looks crazy, but I learned this technique of highlighting before foundation from Nicothea, God rest her soul. Like, I didn't really know about her until she passed away, and I just went on her channel and I was like, oh, this is an interesting technique, so I decided to try it out. So when they went to their hospital, they checked my mom's SpO2, which is like your oxygen level, and the doctor was like, you need oxygen like ASAP. So after that, we now had to go to Luth. My dad and my mom had to go to Luth to get COVID test done. So my parents went on to make some phone calls because nobody was actually sure what it was. So we called one of our family friends, and he was like, you know what, you need to go to IDH, which is where like it's like an isolation center for COVID that is really close to us. So we're like, okay, should go there. My mom really did not want to go because from the time she was growing up, she had an impression that that place wasn't good. But one night things got really bad, and my uncle in America was like, okay, you guys need to go and do a CAT scan, at least before the results come out, you can see what's happening with your lungs, and then make like predictions and say, okay, this is what is wrong. So one night, like around 11 or midnight, my dad wakes me and Amy up, and he's like, oh, we're going to go to Luth and all of that. And we're like, okay, we're coming. My mom was like, no, don't come, because she was suspecting COVID, and she didn't want us to be around them, because obviously she didn't want us to get sick. But we're just like, you're sick, and you are going out in the middle of the night by yourself. Like, nah, fam, like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let my parents do that. So we went, got there. It was mad. They didn't even let us enter the hospital. There was only one doctor on duty. People were coming in, but there's only so much one doctor could do. There was someone that was literally unconscious. There was guys, so much was going through my mind at that time, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, what is this COVID that is just messing everything in the world up? Like, what is happening? I was so scared then. And the doctor was not attending to us because there are other people that had come before us. You have to go and pay first. General hospitals, like, then buy your own gloves, buy your own cotton wool, buy your own methylated spirits, buy your own everything before they now attend to you. My mom was even getting agitated. She was like, you know what, let's just go home. I'm like, we're not going home. We've come here at this time of the night. Like, it has to be worth it. Let's just do what we came to do, and then we'll go home. So it was when we got home the next day that one of our family friends was like, he's also a pastor, and he was like, you know what, you guys just go to IDH. So we went to IDH. Another wahala. Before they attended to us, we waited, and by that time they did like an SpO2 test, and my mom's SpO2 was, is it 65 or 67? I can't remember now, but in the 60s. And I heard that from the point your SpO2 gets to 50, your organs are already like beginning to shut down. So of course, like, I'm getting annoyed, I'm getting frustrated. You know, when all your life, like, when you're ill, you go to private hospitals and everybody's like, oh, you're at your beck and call, and like, that really spoils you. But for once in our lives, we got to experience like public health care, and the sense of emergency was zero. We were waiting for over 2 hours. Then at the point when my mom starts vomiting, everybody's running helter-skelter, like I said, they didn't know she had an emergency to start with. But just don't let me get into that. Like, you know, I don't want to get into that. So when we were at home and like I was suspecting COVID, but I didn't want to keep saying, oh, mom, it's COVID, let's just go out, let's go. Like, every time I go into their room, I would make sure that everything I touch, like, I didn't want them to feel like, oh, the scum of the earth. So when I leave their room, I would go and wash my hands like thoroughly. If I touch something, like, I literally wash my hand, like my whole arm. I would wash it like all the way up, because I was like, see, I don't know what it is, but if it's COVID, I don't want it. I don't want it, because nobody ever knows how their body's going to react to it. Like, you've probably heard of young people who are otherwise fit who have died of COVID. So me, I'm like, so I'm not there, I'm not around. And also my clothes, like, if I touch them and stuff like that, I would wash my clothes, like, I wouldn't wear them again. I was careful. But I also got like fever blisters, like a cold sore on my lips, like literally 2 nights after I first went to visit them. So I feel like that's my body fighting the disease, because I was in their room every single day for about a week. We thank God for that. Honestly, God is the plug. We couldn't have done it without him. I like to pray every morning and just spend time to read my Bible. And that morning I was just weak. Like, I don't know what is happening. You know, having been through stuff with my mom, like cancer, having to have like a heart surgery, like emergency heart surgery, like not even knowing that anything was wrong until like shit hit the roof, for lack of a better phrase. So I was like always feeling like, yeah, she's gonna be alright. And that's one thing about taking God for granted and taking like his gifts for granted. Like, who are we? No day is guaranteed. If we're completely honest, you don't have any control over whether you wake up every morning. So I felt like I was spoiled by God in a way that every time my mom goes through something or somebody goes through something in my family, we always somehow end up all right. I don't know if you guys get what I mean. So you start to feel like, yeah, it's going to be one of those things, and we're going to be just fine. But fam, at this point, I was like, I didn't know it was going to be okay. Throughout my entire prayer time, I just ended up crying. So I was like, God, what on earth is happening? Like, people that lose their parents, people that lose their siblings or other family members, are they not human beings too? Like, what makes me feel like, oh yeah, like everything just gonna magically sort itself out? You get what I mean? So I was just like repenting of taking God's grace for granted, because it's so easy to do that. Because God is so good. He's been so good, taking us through situations that could otherwise have ended up horribly, and then giving us reason to celebrate and just be grateful. So can't take that for granted. There are lots of times when I felt like it was over, like it got to a point that it was like as if my mind, like my, you know, the part of your mind that tries to protect you from grief or from sadness. Like, I'm getting emotional talking about this, but there was a time when like my mind was like, it's over, just prepare yourself. Another part of me that is hopeful was like, nah man, I'm not even gonna let this thought fester. Like, it's not gonna end up badly. My mom is not going to die. Everything is gonna be okay. But like, it didn't feel like there was something tangible that I could hold on to that proves that everything is going to be alright. So it was just a really difficult situation of having ups and downs in your faith, especially because you're like, God, did you bring us all this way here just to abandon us? Like, please don't tell me you know. Really, it was a time actually that the family got closer because we would pray, all like, man, things happen for a reason. Like my family, I feel like we're so much closer now. At nighttime, all of us will have like prayer time, and just instead of just asking God for stuff, it was like a praise Thanksgiving party, because although we had no idea how things were going to play out, it's really important to thank God in advance. You don't have any proof that God is going to decide to heal you. You don't have any proof, but it's about faith. It's about trusting God. It's about having confidence in God that, like he says he's going to heal us of our diseases. Like Jesus died on the cross for all our sicknesses and all our diseases. You just hold on to it that, nah, man, God is not gonna leave us now. Like, nah, I'm not gonna believe what the doctor's report say that, you know, someone is not gonna make it. It's all about what God says at the end of the day, because medically speaking, my mom should not be here. So we don't even have any space. Like God, when God wants to do a miracle, he doesn't even give you any room to say, this is because I did this, because I did that. He's gonna be like, it's gonna give you a situation where, as in, you'll be like, no, as in, nah, it'll be a situation where there's no other explanation but God. I'm so sorry, I don't know if you guys care about what I'm using, but for foundation, I used the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Fresh Wear foundation that I always use. And I used the L'Oreal concealer as well, the More Than Concealer. Then for contour, I used this stick from Primark, my Perfect Color concealer stick, full coverage, natural finish. It's definitely not full coverage, but whatever. Yeah, but it's really good. I like it for contour because I really don't like full coverage products for contour. It's meant to be semi-subtle. Do you get what I mean? I saw so many dead bodies within a week than I'd seen in years. And thoughts of like, hey, you see? Can't you see? Like, death is near. We were one of the hospitals where we're trying to get results for tests, and the family just found out that, oh God, I'm getting emotional remembering this, because like the doctor had just told a wife and a daughter that they'd lost the husband and father. I hope that makes sense. So a woman was with her daughter, and they were told that the daughter's dad had died. And seeing their organic reaction to the news, it broke my heart so much. It broke my heart so much. And then they wheeled his body out, and at that point my mind was just like, in fact, let me just call it what it is. The devil was like, yep, it's close. Do you get what I mean? All kinds of thoughts start coming to your mind, and you start worrying about, man, it was mad. It was just not, it was a really difficult time. I'm not even gonna lie. It was really difficult. So like sometimes I just still sit and think about that family, and it just pains my heart, because the daughter was still maybe like, she looked like she was probably in her second year in university, and like, it's not easy during these times to lose anybody, because it's already difficult for people living to think about all the things you cannot do anymore, people being laid off because like organizations cannot pay salaries, fending for your family. Imagine if the wife had no job. Like, I'm just gonna quickly rush through and do my makeup so I don't spend the entire time. Let me know how you guys are hanging on with this situation in the comment section. Like, how is it with you guys' jobs? Because I know most people's jobs you can work remotely, but there's some people that you can't work remotely. Like, are your companies still paying you? I know if you guys are abroad, you're probably still getting paid because you have a system that works. But in Nigeria, the company can't cope. There's no government, anything, you know? So I'm going to put blush on, and I'm going to use the Sleek Blush by 3 palette in Pumpkin 363. and I'll use all of them. Okay. I haven't done a cover on here in a while, so if you guys are interested in covers, I don't know if you guys are interested in covers anymore, just let me know if you are, and if you have any song requests, you can leave them down below and I'll work on them. I'm thinking of doing something a little bit new, doing more acapellas. I feel like those are more creative than just like singing the entire song like over an instrumental. Like I feel like those are more creative when I'm able to kind of create every sound with my voice. So yeah, let me know what you guys are interested in. I'm looking confused because I don't know what to do next. Yes, eyes. So I'm using the Beige Cosmetics first edition of 120 color palette eyeshadow. Had this for donkey years. This orange shade right here, and I'm just gonna take that, tap off some excess, and just put that right in my crease. And I bring it right here. Yeah. Oh, this is such a beautiful orange. So stunning. So maybe one of these days I'll master eyeshadow and be able to do it properly. But for now, we go easy on it. I'm gonna line my eyes with my e.l.f. jet black eyeliner. This eyeliner is lit. I love it. So the GWA Mythical 3D Luxe lashes came in this box, but these are the lashes. They're so lightweight and they look pretty natural to me, at least. Because I put these lashes on a few days ago and someone was like, can't you just wear natural looking lashes? In my mind I'm like, they don't look natural, what are you talking about? I really like them anyway. I've used them so many times. Should probably get another pair. But as I'm not now living in where there's Primark, wait, I'm gonna use this one until then. I'm not gonna show you guys what glue I'm using because I really don't recommend it. It's not even a lash glue. Don't be like me. Use actual lash glue, please. Yes! The way lashes just makes the makeup come together. Like, there we go with lashes. Then next up, I'm gonna use my, this is not, it doesn't come in this container, but all my, what do you call it? All my highlight powders like literally broke. So I just poured everything into this container. So if you ask me what's inside this thing, I don't know, I can't tell you. But this is every highlight I've ever gotten in one container. And I'm gonna be using this for the next 10 years because it's not finishing. There's so many highlighters in there. Yes, I love this. I need a little bit more. I think I have more control with like these tapered brushes. That one. I started this video by saying this is not a tutorial. It's ended up being a kind of tutorial. Whoops. Yes. Wow. You guys, my mirror broke, so I taped it. So this tape is multi-purpose. I tape my mirror, I tape my hair, we tape everything. So I think that's it for this look. So I'm just gonna use do the same lip look that I always use, or always do. And okay, this is Zaron matte lipstick, Zaron matte lip fix, and this is in the shade Shady. I really love it. It's like, these Zaron lipsticks are so good. I would highly recommend to anybody. This is a Nigerian brand. So proud. I can actually say this is actually one of the best liquid lipsticks I've tried. This Zaron lipstick is so good. The consistency, the way it dries, it's matte but it's not like drying or anything like that. It's so good. And then for the center of my lip, I'm gonna use my Sleek Matte Me Ultra Smooth Matte Lip Cream, and this is in the shade Petal. So cute, such a cute pink. I've had it for years, but I didn't know what to use it for, but now that I know what to use it for, I use it all the time. So this is the final makeup look. Now I can take my tape off and arrange my braids. Look how long these braids are, guys. So long. I actually want to put beads in, so I think I'm going to do that, and I'll come back and show you guys the final look and with my outfit as well. So definitely stay tuned. I will be right back. So yeah guys, this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like right down below, and if you're new here, subscribe. We're now a family because you just watched this entire video. But anyway, if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, be sure to follow me at Itunu Pepper. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel with my husband, it is Ini and Itunu here on YouTube and also on Instagram. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.